Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I haven't done one of these videos in a very long time, but I really want to step in and talk about the whole Carlee situation. Okay, Carlee is the black woman from Alabama that faked her kidnapping and said that she saw a baby on the side of the road and then disappear for a few days. So at first I felt like the story was a bit weird, but needless to say, I shared her post. I was hoping that she was found safe, and I hope that everything was okay with her, because when it comes on to black women in the country like United States, we don't normally get the media attention we deserve, the urgency we deserve, or especially if it's an adult, they normally do not care. So with her situation, with everybody sharing her post and talking about it, and it got literally the whole United States was covering her story. The fact that she just turned up at her door one day and gave us a story that she was fed Cheez-Its and a whole bunch of foolishness really put people off. And I am a black woman. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to cast any judgment. I'm just here to give my honest opinion on the situation. And one thing I will say is that the people that actually supported you, shared your post, donated money, whatever the case may be, brought attention to your case, deserves at least an explanation as to why you did what you did. Whether that be mental health, whether that be you were in emotional distress, the people that support you deserves an explanation. And I think that's the biggest thing that people are trying to wrap their head around, is how you faked a kidnapping but didn't give us a reason. And a lot of people are left to speculate what the reasons are why you did what you did. Where were you at for those days, and why did you do what you do? And as black women, we need to take accountability for our actions. That she did was wrong, okay? Regardless of whatever the case may be as to why she did what she did, whether that be mental health, emotional distress, whatever the case is, she shouldn't have done it. But for some people to understand, for some people to grasp, for some people to give you some sympathy, for people to look at the wrongdoing, they're going to need a why. And you didn't give anybody a why. So it's very hard for people to sit around and not judge you and not talk crap about you. And one thing I will say is, as a black woman in this society, we are not allowed to make mistakes like this, because I know for a fact the next black person, I'm not even gonna say woman, the next black person in that state that goes missing is not going to get the same media attention, is not going to get the same urgency, is not going to get any of those things that Miss Carlee got. Okay, so she basically cried wolf, and now any and everybody that goes missing in that state are going to get subpar investigative work, because we know that when we as black people go missing, we don't get the media attention, we don't get the media coverage. So for her to do that is going to affect everybody, not only in the state that she's in. The whole US is looking at this case to set a precedent, because they're still trying to figure out if they're going to press charges or fine her or send her to jail. Like, This case can go either way. She cannot get charges pressed against her, or she have to pay a fine. And whichever way that this case goes is how they're going to set a precedent for cases like this in the whole US because of what she did. So right after finishing this video, there was a update on Miss Carlee Russell's case, and I'm gonna give you guys the information that I have seen. And it says police in Alabama held a news conference Friday afternoon to announce charges against Carlee Nicole Russell, the nursing student who was reported missing after calling 911, claiming she saw a toddler walking along the interstate. During the press conference, the Hoover Police Department announced that Russell has been charged with filing a false police report and filing a false statement, both of which are misdemeanors. Russell reportedly turned herself in before the press conference and was released on $2,000 bond, $1,000 for each charge. I'm sure her daddy paid the 10%, that's about $200, and got his daughter out of jail. Obviously from the pictures that I've seen of their family and their house, they look like they can afford a $2,000 bond for their daughter. The announcement comes a day after Jefferson County Chief Assistant District Attorney Lane Toddler told Fox News Digital that authorities are expected to charge Russell with false reporting to the law enforcement authorities and falsely reporting an incident. The maximum punishment for the charges is 1 year in jail for each. So she is facing 2 years of jail time. But with all of that being said, everything that I said in this video still stands, and that's how I feel about this case regardless. I think what she did was reckless, but as a black woman, I cannot sit here and say that I think her whole life needs to be ruined for one dumb mistake she made. I honestly can't sit here and say that I think that she needs to her whole life messed up, like go to jail for an extended period of time. I honestly don't think that's fair. If I'm being completely real, there's a whole section of YouTube of white women calling the cops on black people, and it may not be as severe as what Carlee did, but it's the same thing, and they don't get any repercussions for their action. And mind you, Carlee had a whole bunch of the state's money spent up looking for her, but we as black women are not allowed to make mistakes, and I think she deserves to be fined, and she has to do community service with actual people, endangered youth or women in domestic violence situations, to actually think about and actually be held accountable for the things that she did and the severity of the things that she did. I am a black woman, and I'm going to give Carlee what I would want if I was in that situation, and I'm going to give Carlee what I would want if my daughter was in that situation. And the fact that she is a dark-skinned black woman makes it even worse, because me as a light-skinned woman can tell you for a fact that you're going to be more scrutinized, you're going to be called out your name more, you're going to be punished harder. Like, please know that this society treat dark skin or brown skin women completely different. And it's sad to say, especially as a light-skinned black woman, but I'm gonna have to say it, especially with some of the commentary I have seen thus far. It's disgusting and diabolical the way that they do dark-skinned black women when they do something that's bad or something that they think is not right in societal eyes. So I am going to give Miss Carlee grace. Okay, if I was in that situation, if my daughter was in that situation, if anybody in my family was in that situation, I would want to be given grace. So I'm going to give her grace, but I will say she needs to be held accountable for her actions. And with that being said, do I think she needs to go to jail? No. Do I think she deserves to be fined? Yes. Do I think she needs to serve community service for at least a year? Yes. And those are what I think should happen in her case. And she also needs to be very public in her remorse, and also in the reason why she did what she did. So that's my whole synopsis on this whole Carlee Russell case. I'm not going to touch on the boyfriend, because if I touch on the boyfriend, people are going to twist my words and say I'm using the boyfriend as a scapegoat to reduce what she done and black women lack accountability and all of that. But him, he's a whole different story. My youth, you are equally as bad as her, because the FBI found that you were in contact with her, okay, and she was unblocking you on social media, and you're out here cheating on somebody instead of being emotionally mature and man enough to tell her that you are sleeping around and she's not the only one. But that's neither here nor there. He is just he's just to me. So especially with all the stuff that he's been doing on social media, it's just throw up. Anyways, that's my whole synopsis on this whole thing. Dear Carlee, okay, this is my dear Carlee. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.